Hello everybody, my name is Ben and a Milkshake, and welcome to another dev diary. So this one I'm going to take a little bit of a different approach to try to give you fast short form news for Prehistoric Kingdom. And this one has a lot to unpack, so bear with me here. So to start off this new year, they're showing us a little bit of the ontogeny. I hope I'm saying that right. Update 14 will feature the first iteration ontogeny, bringing baby animals to Prehistoric Kingdom. Using an age slider in the animal nursery, animals will be able to preview the growth of the species and create animals at a specific age. When placed in the park, they'll grow from a baby to an adult. Here's a speed up demonstration of how the growth works using a mammoth as an example. Which, by the way, first off, the baby Rex is absolutely adorable. It's beautiful. And then the mammoth growth is also phenomenal. To make babies extra cute, they'll have their own locomotion to make them bouncier and more wobblier than adults. It definitely makes the T-Rex much less intimidating. Yeah, that is actually really good. I love how that's different though. They care the attention to detail to do something like that. That's phenomenal. Babies like those of the cave lion are especially adorable. We love how these little kittens came out with their soft faces and massive paws. We bet they just can't wait to be king. On a technical level, we're implementing ontogeny so the outcome behaviors such as sociability and combat can factor it in from the start. It also allows us to observe how babies fit into the gameplay loop before more advanced features such as breeding are added at the end of early access. As mentioned in a previous diary, one of the benefits of this approach is enhanced sexual dimorphism for things like mammoths. We can stop their growth early to give females shorter tusks. It will certainly make herds look even more diverse. Next up, highly requested, they're adding a first-person mode, which this has been a personal dream of mine for a long time. They say that they'd really like for players to be able to interact with attractions such as binoculars in a later update, incorporating basic managerial tasks such as refilling feeders and cleaning dung in exchange for an upfront cost. We feel this would not only increase the sense of Prehistoric Kingdom being your zoo, but provide a more active way for players to engage with the park itself alongside staff. So that's all we have about update 14, the ontogeny update. They're also planning on doing some things with, the social behavior of the dinosaurs and herding. Most of sociality will revolve around herding and how animals respond to each other, depending on things like competitiveness or territoriality of an animal. This can result in social behavior like friendly communication, scaring off competing herds, and running away from threats. Long term, we want to focus on the herd structure and how animals move up and down the ranks. Seeing herd leaders challenge in competitive species or animals playfully chasing each other in more social ones. They also want to do some stuff with mixed herdings. Here, I believe we see Brachiosaurus. There might be a Camarasaurus in the background and Triasaurus, which I like because there's fossil evidence for that sort of behavior. Extending on the social behavior, we have combat. Combat is being designed as a dynamic system, making use of triggerable attacks and additive in animations. This would allow animals to injure each other while moving around and perform actions such as biting or horn stabs. It is important for us to prioritize not only the sociability of an aggressive interaction across species, but to consider the size of our team too. Going dynamic means we can build something that is very variable and potentially more reactive for a lower cost, rather than something built around hundreds of cinematic but ultimately predetermined animations. With that in mind, here are some of our mock-up images. Using our current library of prototype animations, they depict an incoming attack, a bite, and hit reaction. And here's some more animations. It looks like that they just plan to add some extinct species of plants into the 8 biomes that we have already. And then for the ginkgo trees, they're adding ginkgos from the Jurassic and ginkgos from the Cretaceous period, which is quite fun. In terms of gameplay, we plan to create unique dig sites specifically for paleobotany. They'd be scattered across the world, much like how our animals are. Placing compatible paleobotany within the habitat would not only provide enrichment for the animals, but increase their animal points rating too. We will continue to show more plants coming with paleobotany as the year progresses. Now we're getting an update for terrariums. Terrariums are an upcoming set of modules that will replace pre-existing mini exhibit system, acting as a rebrand of sorts. Like before, these facilities will house simplified versions of animals that will be otherwise difficult to include in regular habitats, typically due to their size, unique locomotion, or ontogeny requirements. Our goal with the terrariums is to better integrate them into regular gameplay, expand their customization options, and revisit their pipeline so it's easier to set up new species. So for configurations, they're going to have an amphibious, arboreal, and terrestrial. Terrariums will have 3 configurations. Amphibious features a shallow pool and terrain for semi-aquatic animals. Arboreal features a set of trees for arboreal animals to perch or jump between. Terrestrials features elevated terrain with viewable burrows for animals to hide in. Each of these configurations will have 4x8 and a small 4x8 and a large 8x12 version to replace the mini aviary. The small version will especially be great for custom reptile houses or adding little installations throughout the zoo. And here's our 2 examples here, which both look like they're for terrestrial. And we get a little look at I was gonna say Compsognathus, but no, there's a tiny little Coelophysis in there. Players will need to set up terrariums to use the right substrate, climate setting, and provide enrichment in order to satisfy the terrarium animals. Beyond these few options, we're planning to keep the inside sparse so the players can go crazy, adding their own foliage and create dedicated terrarium prefabs. There will also be a null styling for further flexibility, allowing players to visually combine multiple terrariums or sink them into the ground. In terms of management, keepers will need to supply terrariums with food and clean them in order to keep your animals happy and healthy. When disease is added, terrarium animals would get sick too. And here's some exciting examples of terrarium animals, with Compsognathus longipes. We have Tiktaalik rose. Forgive me for these pronunciations. And I think this one is Yeehaw. Which it looks like Compsognathus will be getting the terrestrial, Tiktaalik will be getting amphibious, and Yeehaw will be getting arboreal. Which makes sense, judging on the way that all these look. And last and definitely not least, flat rides. Inspired by real-world zoos and fun fairs, we've begun looking to potential flat rides to add to Prehistoric Kingdom. These researchable modules would add a significant amount of attraction points to the park rating, giving quests something to do when they're not watching animals behind fences. In particular, we've been considering a Ferris wheel, theater, and a hot air balloon that would float straight up to give guests a good view of the park. If you had any suggestions that would fit the game's tone, we'd love to hear them. So yeah, that was January's dev diary. Absolutely ginormous. Hopefully my little review of the Dev Diary is better than the last one. If you want to see more stuff like this, you should go ahead and subscribe. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. And if you have any suggestions or you think there's something that I missed important, leave in the comment section below. And if you want to be really involved in the community, I have a Discord server also in the description below. See you.